Hello friends, welcome to C# Intermediate to Advanced tutorial. Now you are watching part 4 of the subseries C# StatusStrip control. In this video we are going to set status text in the status bar control. I mean the StatusStrip control, and the standard name for this is status bar. So here in the status slot itself, during the form load we set the status text, but the time the application was ideal. But here during the long running process, setting the status text requires allowing the events so that the text will get displayed here. So that's what we are going to see here. We will implement this compute summation, and before starting the compute summation we will set a text computing please wait, and after that we will set the text to the default, that means the ideal. So that's the default. When form load is happening we set this with the text ideal. Slot 1 we set with ideal, so that we already did here during the form load. This will be ideal default, and here we set 0.0. Alright, now we will proceed. So these are all the stuff we covered in the previous videos. So for a quick review you can simply sit back and watch. So after adding 3 slots we accessed the form load and we set some text to our all 3 slots. So this is slot 1, slot 2, and this one is our status slot 3. Okay, here is the button click event for the compute summation. So this is the button, and we named this as btn sum, and in the click event, so the LBL result will be somewhere here, and once the summation is over we will display the summed result here. But initially we are setting that label to empty, and this text box we named it as txt input, and we are parsing it and storing that in a long variable. So the variable is end number, type is long. Next, if you see here, we are running a loop from 1 to, this is the end number, we already parsing it from the input text box. So we are running the loop from 1 to the end number. Then here if you see, we are computing the summation. Then in the label, so before starting the process we are setting the label as empty. After that, here we are having the sum right in a long variable, we are converting that to the string, then we are assigning that label. So this will tell what is the sum of the number which you have entered here. Suppose if you entered 4, this will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 if you entered 4. Alright, here we are asking you to enter 100 to 1000 to simulate the long running process, and there is no validation, so don't try with the ABC, all those stuff. Just type the number. Here we are just experimenting how the status text work when we are assigning it. So to mimic this as a long running process, for each iteration we are providing a sleep of 10 millisecond. So this is not second, this is millisecond. That means if we provide 1000, then the delay will be 1 second. Okay, that's why if you type 100, at least you will get the process that runs for 1 second. Similarly, if you put here, for example, we kept somewhat 500, right? That means it will take 5 seconds. 500 into 10, 5000 millisecond it will sleep totally, and that means the process will take 5 seconds to complete. So, and this do events is, say for example, once the process is started, and let us say we will take this example 500 and 5 seconds, and here we are setting the status text as empty. After that we will set status text to ideal, that is not shown here. What happens when this is a long running process and when the system is busy, it won't print the status label. So what we have to do, we have to make a call to DoEvents. So what happens, in each loop it will try for, or it will sleep for 10 millisecond, and when it encounters this DoEvents, the application, so this is the main thread, right? This will check is there any pending event, and the pending event will become completed. That means somewhere if we are setting a text here for the status label, so that will be the pending action, right? So in this 10 millisecond and with the DoEvent, these together will provide the application a chance to update the status label or render the status label. So that's the use of DoEvents. So without this DoEvents, you will not see the status text that get updated in the status slot. So that's why we need to use DoEvents here. So here you can see this is where we are setting the status label. So before starting the summation, we are stating computing, please wait. So this process, this loop will run for 5 seconds for this input. We already told why 5 seconds. And after that we display the result. Then we set this status label to ideal. So we know that our status label contains 3 slats, right? 1, 2 and 3, and in this first slat S label 1 is placed. That means status label is placed, and we named this as S label 1. In our previous video, if you watch, you will learn that we named this first status slat as status label 1. Actually, we added a status label and we are naming that as S label 1. So S label 1, we are setting it as computing, please wait, and the loop starts here. Since there is a DoEvent, even though it's a busy process, during the DoEvents it will look for is there any pending UI update. So there is a pending UI update. So the pending UI update is rendering the status label with the text computing, please wait. So if this DoEvent is not there, the application will be busy and it will consume all 5 seconds, and finally it will set ideal, and you will not see the text here at all, or it will be displayed and it will be in a nanoseconds, and it's very hard to see computing, please wait, and the purpose is gone. Why? Because we want to display this before the process start, not after the process is ended. Even though we are setting it here without DoEvents, it will the UI rendering update will take place after this heavy processing goes off. Alright, for that only here we are asking DoEvents. DoEvents means perform this event. The system is ideal, it is waiting for 10 seconds. Perform the update here. All right, so if you want to update your status label, this is what you have to follow. And if it is in the same thread, and let's say here retrieving data from the database, that's one status label. Another status label is doing something with the retrieved data, result computed, process finished. That means here you have to put some do event, here you have to put some do event, here you have to put some do event, so that those status will get displayed in the status slot. So if you wonder why your status labels are not displayed, I mean, then that's because of the do event which is missing. So there are other ways you can use some UI thread or background thread, but when it is in the same thread, here if you see there is only one thread, we doesn't use any thread at all, and this Thread.Sleep is here we are halting the main thread to sleep for 10 milliseconds. And since it's in the single thread and we call the do events, and we provide a chance to update this status label in the status text. Okay, now when we go to demo, the time we will see what happens if we miss these do events. All right, so this is the label we will update. Computing, please wait. Then in status label 3, if you see, this is slat 1, slat 2, slat 3. S label 3, we are accessing it towards the end, and we are stating last input 128. Here, if you see, after the computation, it will show last input 487, so that you can know what was the last input given here for the computer summation. All right, now we will go to the demo and implement this code. So now we should implement this compute summation. Document outline. This is our group box, right? LBL result, and if you see, this LBL result is here. This is where we will display our result. Now we will go ahead and bring up the property for that button. Then we will handle the button click event. So here we are going to compute the summation. So the code is available in the video description. You can download the code. So now we will comment this and see what happens. So this is our status label, and I'm providing number 300. That means it will wait for 3 seconds, and I'm asking for compute summation. Once the summation is going on, that means it will take 3 seconds. We want to see computing, please wait, that text here in the first slot. So now I'm going to click this. And if you see, we doesn't see this computing please wait message at all. We always see ideal. Actually this will be updated here, but that will be in nanoseconds. So because after that there is one more update, and immediately after updating this, within a fraction of a second, the ideal will get updated. So that's why you won't see computing please wait at all. So all 3 seconds is gone, and there is no clue what is going on, right? And here if you see, the last input is 300, so that is updated, and ideal also updated, but only problem is this one is not updated. Now what we are doing, so in each iteration we are saying, okay, we have to close this. Now we will uncomment this. and we'll run this once again. This time we will give input of 400. Then I'm clicking compute summation, and you can see this time computing. Please wait. Once the result is displayed, it shows that application is ideal. So yeah, that's all here. So here we just mimicked that this as a long running process. For that only, here we are using a Thread.Sleep of 10. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.